Video number 7. Number 7.1. May 5, 1972. My mother passed at the age of 37. I didn't take her cancer and prognosis well and had to live with my aunt and uncle 50+ mile north. 2 days after her death she visited me in the middle of the night. I awoke, said Mom, but you're dead. She said sleep, and I was out like a light with full memory of what took place. Flash forward to 2021. At Thanksgiving after dinner in the dark and desert night we all sit by a fire as a family and decompress before our dessert. After starting the fire I was staring at the wonder of the stars and Milky Way. My sister approached me and asked if I was okay. I answered and told her that I miss Mom. Also told her of my experience thinking I was special because of the distance between the family and myself in 1972. She said the same thing had happened to her and didn't want to say anything to anyone because of what they would think. Flash forward to early 2022 when my oldest brother was going into surgery. I asked if Mom ever visited him. His reply was the same. 2 days after her death. Not quite the same, but very true nonetheless. While my grandmother died in the hospital she said minutes before passing, "Why is that boy standing at the foot of my bed?" That was in 1984. My uncle, not the one I lived with, was dying of cancer. The severe earthquake that canceled the World Series in Frisco. An hour or a little more before it hit he awoke and was scared, like I have never seen a man scared talking about the end of the world. He passed less than 6 hours later. Number 7.2. My dad described seeing with great confidence and totally coherent my mom, his mom, and my brother, all deceased previously. He even asked if we could see them and fully realized that it was only him that was having the experience. This was just a couple days before he died. Number 7.3. I remember when my dad was dying and he was restless and uncomfortable until the priest came 3 days before he died, and after that he was very calm. The day before he died he was looking to the corner of the ceiling and peacefully said to someone or something, "Oh, I'm not bothered about that," and he died the next day. Number 7.4. Yes. I took care of my father the last 4 years of his life. He suffered from Alzheimer's and diabetes. A couple of months before he passed he kept saying that he saw his mom and dad. My heart landed in my shoes. I knew it was coming. Love and miss you always, Dad. Number 7.5. My dad's hospice nurse echoed almost everything said in this story. She said people often talk about wanting to go home or need to get on a train, bus, etc. My dad talked about wanting to go home. He would also often reach out to something in front of him, nothing visible to us. The nurse said that he was probably seeing my mom, who had passed a couple of years before. Many other things happened that I won't go into, but I believe this type of thing happens to many people prior to death. Number 7.6. I had an uncle and grandfather that died 5 years apart. My other uncle, who was that uncle's older brother and grandfather's son, was dying 20 years after the first uncle died in 2017 from cancer. At his funeral my cousin, his daughter, told me that the day before he died he said, "Daddy," and Jamesy, my first uncle's name, "what are you doing here?" He had nothing in his system. Please subscribe, like and share with anyone that needs these comforting stories. Search for my related book on Amazon using the title of 4,000 Deathbed Vision Stories. Ken.